All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving deep into some truly inspiring stuff. We're talking excerpts from Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist.
The Alchemist.
It's amazing, right? And today we're going to dig into finding your purpose, those little nudges from the universe.
Those synchronicities.
Yeah, exactly. And tapping into, well, something bigger than ourselves. What Coelho calls the soul of the world.
And what's so cool is that Coelho uses this simple story, a shepherd, some sheep, a dream about treasure.
To get at these big, huge ideas.
Yeah, like a roadmap for anybody who feels that pull, towards something more.
No, I think we've all felt that at some point, right? Like there's something more we should be doing.
Absolutely.
But how do we figure that out?
Well, that's where this whole idea of the personal legend comes in. It's not like destiny set in stone, but a path.
That unfolds.
Yeah, as we listen to our hearts.
So it's more about the journey.
Exactly. And think about Santiago, our shepherd. He's got this recurring dream, finding treasure near the pyramids.
And that sets him off.
Oh, it does. On this incredible adventure.
It's a call to action.
It is. But it's not just about riches, is it?
No.
It's about something way bigger, something he's yearning for.
You're right, like a nudge to discover his personal legend.
Yeah.
But there are doubts. There are setbacks.
Yeah. Remember when Santiago meets Melchizedek?
The king of Salem.
Yes.
Yeah.
That changes everything. Melchizedek, he doesn't just give Santiago a high five,
Right.
He introduces him to this idea of omens.
Signs, synchronicities.
If we're paying attention.
And he gives him those divination stones.
Urim and Thummim.
Yeah. Like, hey, the universe is talking to you.
You got to listen.
And what about beginner's luck?
Oh, yeah, that boost you get when you first step onto the path,
Like those little coincidences.
Making you feel like, okay, I'm on the right track.
Okay, so we've got this shepherd, dream of treasure, universe sending him signs. But of course, things don't always go smoothly.
Oh, no, not at all. In fact, almost immediately, Santiago, he gets robbed.
What?
And Tangier loses everything.
That's rough.
It is.
Harsh reminder, following your dreams isn't always a walk in the park.
No. But that's what's so inspiring.
Right.
He's incredibly resilient. Doesn't fall apart.
So what does he do?
Finds work. In a crystal shop. Learns Arabic.
Wow.
And he starts paying attention to the omens around him.
Like when he sees those hawks fighting.
Yes. And he knows
Right.
an attack is coming.
That's where he starts to get it. The world speaks in more than just words.
Right.
It's about recognizing patterns, interpreting events, trusting your gut.
Exactly. And these experiences, even the tough ones,
They can grow.
he's adapting. He's seeing how things are connected.
Trusting.
That the universe has his back.
Even when it feels like a detour.
Exactly.
It's like the detours, those are part of the path.
They are leading him towards his personal legend.
In ways he couldn't have planned for.
Right. And it reminds me of that story, The Wise Man, the drops of oil.
Oh, yeah. He's got to carry a spoonful of oil, tour the palace, no spills.
Right.
Powerful metaphor.
It is. It's like balancing, pursuing your dreams, staying present.
We can marvel at the wonders of the world, but
Got to watch that oil on the spoon.
those everyday details,
So important.
grounded while reaching for something more. Love that takeaway. But Santiago's journey, it doesn't end there. He decides to join this caravan crossing the Sahara Desert.
Things get even more interesting.
Oh, yeah. And on that caravan, he meets the Englishman, also on a quest.
Searching for the legendary philosopher's stone.
Oh, right. Turn base metals into gold.
Exactly. So we've got two seekers, two journeys.
Yeah.
But their approaches, they're totally different.
Yeah, they are.
The Englishman, it's all books, research.
Mhm.
Santiago, it's intuition.
Trusting his gut.
Learning by doing.
Like Coelho was saying, there are many paths to knowledge.
I like that.
It's not about right or wrong.
It's about recognizing we all learn and grow differently.
Absolutely. But as they get deeper into the desert, things start to feel, I don't know, a little more dangerous.
The threat of tribal warfare. Yeah, that adds sense of urgency. Life, it's unpredictable, even when you're chasing your dreams.
And then they reach the oasis of Al Fayoum.
Lush, water, turning point,
And he meets Fatima.
instant connection, powerful,
Love and destiny.
free will and fate. And that word that keeps coming up, maktub,
Yeah.
it is written.
It adds another layer to everything, doesn't it?
It does.
Like, is his personal legend about achieving a goal or embracing the unexpected, including falling in love?
All right. And the desert, it plays a huge role.
Yeah.
It's not just a setting, it's a teacher.
It tests him.
Challenges him.
And then there's the alchemist.
Oh, that's pivotal.
That encounter changes everything.
He becomes his mentor.
Guiding him, the final leg of the journey.
Teaching him about the true nature of alchemy. Not just turning lead into gold,
Yeah.
but transforming the soul.
Right. And the importance of listening to your heart.
Your heart knows things.
It's connected to something bigger.
The soul of the world.
Everything is connected.
A universal force.
Oof.
Flowing through everything. And by tapping into it.
Incredible things can happen.
Exactly.
I'm hooked. But there are more challenges ahead.
Oh, yes. They're getting closer to the pyramids. War is getting closer too. And the desert, well, just say it throws a curveball.
Oh.
Big one.
Oh.
And Santiago, he's going to have to put everything he's learned to the test. So the desert, like we were saying, it throws Santiago a curveball. He has this vision, like a premonition, an attack on the oasis.
Oh, wow.
He sees it so clearly, he has to warn the tribal leaders.
That's a huge test of faith, risking everything based on a vision. That takes courage.
It does. And remember, he's still just a young shepherd, really. But something, maybe that connection to the soul of the world, is pushing him.
To act, even when he doesn't fully get it.
Yeah.
So the tribal leaders, they were skeptical.
Of course, yeah. Doubtful. But the alchemist, he vouches for Santiago.
Yeah.
And they agree to a test.
Okay, here we go. What'd they ask him to do? Turn water into wine? Walk on hot coals?
Even better. They challenged him to become the wind.
Wait, what? Become the wind. That's impossible.
Yeah, it's symbolic. They don't expect him to poof, turn into a breeze. The challenge is about tapping into a power, something beyond himself.
So how do you become the wind? I mean, where do you even start?
This is where everything he's learned comes in. Listening to his heart. Those omens. The language without words. He goes out into the desert and, well, he starts the conversation.
Yeah.
The elements. The wind, the sun, even the sand.
He's talking to the desert. This is getting mystical.
It's beautiful. The soul of the world. Remember, this is where it gets real. The desert, the wind, the sun, they all become part of his story.
Each with their own wisdom.
Yeah.
So does he do it? Does he become the wind?
It's an amazing moment. Santiago, standing in this vast desert, skeptical tribal leaders all around him. He closes his eyes, focuses, and surrenders.
The wind.
Yeah.
Okay, my heart is racing. Did it work?
It's not about, like, special effects. It's about his trust. Complete trust in something bigger than himself. Letting go. Becoming one with that force that's been guiding him.
He becomes a conduit for the soul of the world. That's incredible. So the tribal leaders, they finally believed him.
The scene, it's described as awe-inspiring. They witness this transformation. They feel the power of the wind. They know he's telling the truth. And they immediately take action to protect the oasis.
Wow. That's a testament to belief, to the idea that we can achieve anything when we're aligned with our purpose. But what about the treasure? That's what started all of this.
Right. Santiago's goal, the dream that set him off to find that treasure, buried near the pyramids. He goes on with the alchemist, facing even more challenges, learning about true alchemy.
Not just turning lead into gold.
Right. But spiritual transformation.
And he never loses sight of his goal.
Nope. He keeps listening, trusting the omens, embracing the journey. The desert is his teacher, pushing him to become more.
And finally, he reaches the pyramids, the place he's been dreaming of.
Filled with anticipation.
Does he find it? The treasure.
He digs, right where his dream told him to dig.
Yeah.
And nothing.
Wait, after all that, no treasure. That's got to be crushing.
Imagine how Santiago felt. Devastated, questioning everything.
So what does he do? Go home empty-handed.
And that's where the story takes another turn. He's attacked by these refugees. They want his money. He tells them about the treasure, about his dream, in desperation.
Oh, no, that's not good.
The leader of the group, he laughs. He tells Santiago that he had a dream too, about treasure, buried in a ruined church.
Okay.
In Spain.
In Spain. Where Santiago started. You're kidding.
The treasure wasn't at the pyramids. It was back in Spain.
Wow. So the real treasure wasn't gold or jewels. It was the journey. That is profound.
The ultimate lesson of the personal legend. The real treasure. It's the transformation, the wisdom, the people we meet. It's about the journey, not the destination.
I love that. It makes you think about what really matters. So Santiago goes back to Spain, finds the treasure, happy ending.
He goes back to Spain, a changed man, richer, not just in money, but in experience, understanding. He finds the treasure in that ruined church. But that's not the end of the story.
So he finds the treasure, but it sounds like there's more. it's not just about the riches, is it? What happens to Santiago after he goes back to Spain?
This is where it gets really interesting. Fatima, remember her, the woman at the oasis?
Yeah.
Well, he realizes finding the treasure, it doesn't change his love for her. Actually, it's like the opposite. His personal legend, it's not just about a goal, you know? It's about embracing his whole life.
Including love?
Yeah.
So he goes back to the oasis after all that. He goes back to Fatima.
He does. He goes back, they reunite, and he understands. It wasn't just about a physical treasure. It was about discovering himself, his purpose. And that love, it gives his life meaning.
Wow. The soul of the world guided him to both. His treasure and his love. It reminds me sometimes what we're looking for is closer than we think.
And it's the journey that takes us there.
It is, isn't it? The Alchemist, it's such a timeless story. It speaks to that feeling we all have, finding our place in the world, our purpose, living a meaningful life.
Absolutely.
When you were reading these excerpts, what really stood out for you personally?
You know, it's that idea that we all have a personal legend, our own path. It's powerful because it means we each have something special to offer, a gift. And it's up to us to listen to our hearts, those whispers, and be brave enough to go on that journey, to discover what that gift is.
I love that. It's like Coelho saying it's okay to dream, to believe in ourselves, to trust that the universe is with us every step. But it's not always easy. We have doubts, we get scared, setbacks can make us question everything.
They do. But Santiago, his story reminds us, those challenges, they're part of it. We grow through them. And the soul of the world, it's always there, guiding us, helping us see the signs.
Speaking of signs, I gotta admit, I used to think omens were, I don't know, kind of out there.
Yeah.
But reading The Alchemist, it's made me think twice. Have you ever had an experience where it felt like the universe was sending you a message?
Oh, totally. I remember this time, I was feeling so lost about my career, overwhelmed. And I was in this coffee shop, right? And I overheard this conversation. At the next table, they were talking about this field I'd never even thought of. And it was like, bam, a light bulb.
Wow.
Such a random thing, but it felt like a sign, an omen.
It pointed you in a new direction.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And you listen to it. Those omens, they're only helpful if we're open to them, right? Otherwise, we miss them.
It's about being aware, open to possibility. And sometimes it's about taking a leap, even when we're not sure where we'll land.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into The Alchemist, the biggest takeaway for me, and hopefully for everyone listening, is that we all have a personal legend. It's not about finding buried treasure or, being super ambitious. It's about listening to our hearts, following those whispers, trusting that the journey is the real reward.
Well said. And if you're feeling lost or unsure, remember Santiago. Remember the omens that guided him, the challenges that shaped him, and that love that kept him going. And ask yourself, what is your personal legend calling you to do? What signs are you seeing? Are you ready to listen?